Patrick Mahomes is on track to play this weekend. Full participant in all practices so far this week. After suffering a high ankle sprain on Sunday against the Cleveland Browns. More than likely he's going to play. He's a full participant so far. He wants to play. But JD's been on the record saying that the Chiefs should sit Patrick Mahomes down and sit him, at least for the 2 weeks.
For 2 games.
For 2 games.
Yeah, for the 2 games. That was my initial thing. So, yeah.
And as Sarah alluded to in the chat, there's Houston Texans want him to play, and they have something for him, according to Tim Settle, D lineman of the Houston Texans. So here's what Tim Settle had to say about Patrick Mahomes.
This is the top team in the league right now by the NFL, but it's nothing. I definitely see this O-line. It definitely has its loopholes, and it definitely has its their struggles. But, and I feel like that we can take advantage of that. We got an elite D-line. I feel like Pat's a little banged up, so I don't know if he's going to play or not, but I hope he's mobile enough because we coming in Arrowhead.
You guys plan to get after that?
Yeah, for sure. Pat better make a good decision. I ain't making no threats. I'm making promises.
I got you.
No threats, promises. So JD, after you kind of pretty much said that he shouldn't play, if you had your druthers, you would sit him. Mm-hmm. On top of that, he's already dealing with a high ankle sprain, and then you have these guys who seem like they're going to be headhunting for Patrick Mahomes. Does your stance change at all on how you felt a couple days ago?
No, it doesn't. And I get he's practicing right now. I know he's telling Andy, and he's being very forthcoming as far as how he feels. My question is always the mobility, and like he said, is he going to be mobile enough to move around? And they mean it. They mean it. But this is week in, week out. This is no different from any other defensive team that comes in that wants to play Patrick Mahomes in our offense. Everybody's gunning for P on 15. That's a fact. So it's nothing new. It's nothing we haven't heard before. We understand everybody's sentiments on how they feel about us. And so for any defensive line, defensive front, they're getting paid to get after the quarterback and destroy him. That's their job. They're not coming back here to shake hands or pat him on the butt. None of those things. They're coming back here to wreak havoc. It's like Bedlam back there. That's what they're trying to do, man. So they try to get after it. Still got you, Marcus? Or was that me?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
I can. I think you're going in and out on the.
Yeah, you're going in and out on my side as well. I don't know if I don't know if that's me or you. I have no idea.
I don't know. We've had some storms here in Kentucky, so maybe.
Yeah, it's raining here as well. So that's the South, I think. Virginia and Kentucky getting it.
Yeah. So my thing is, look, it's no different week in, week out. We know we're gonna get everybody's best. We understand that. This is actually one of the games I was at the very beginning of the season when I seen this schedule. This is one of the games I actually wanted to see. Pat go against Stroud and those guys, right? Their defense, what they were going to give, obviously because with the Texans were up and coming, how they looked last year. And so this is going to be a good challenge for us. Now, going back to how I feel about this, and everybody's sitting there saying some good bulletin board material. That's redundant. Every player should go 100% every play. That's what Trey says. I still feel the same. I still feel that maybe Pat sits this one and then let him play the next 2 games. That's how I feel. But that's not me out there practicing. It's not me. I would do it just as a precautionary measure to make sure he's fine right now, that the ankle is as healed as much as possible before you put him out there in the fire. And the best thing to do with some of those things, you activate it, but rest is always needed. Rest is always needed. So those guys know how to deal with it, how to handle it. So if he feels good enough to play, sure, why not? I just know for me, I'd be like, look, I get you could play. I know how you feel. If I don't feel that you're as mobile as you have been, Then, you know what? Hey, man, might have to bring that old Wentz in, see what he can do. And so we just had to see. But
I mean, all indications point to that this injury is he says it's not as bad as the one he had in Jacksonville a couple years ago.
yeah.
So it's not as bad as some of the other injuries he's had, but I guess for you, is it more like situationally, like rest it? So because I mean, we're getting to playoff football soon. Just be 100%, be as close to 100% healthy as possible. If you get to this game, there's more chances of taking the wrong step, getting hit in the wrong way, having that mild high ankle sprain becoming a worse one.
Yeah, and the thing is, man, when you're playing the football games, it could get really nasty up there. Get really nasty. And so this is kind of like the precaution I was talking about. Even though guys are coming out there trying to give it the best shot, some idiot would come in and try to twist his ankle up. Somebody probably try to go for his leg. Obviously, they say, "Oh, we're not doing that. We're not doing those things." But man, I do not trust any of those guys out there playing. Not at all. Not at all. So that's what I'm talking about. Because I'm telling you, everybody should be on high alert on the offensive line and everywhere else. If anybody's taking any extra shots on Pat, you make them jokers pay for it. Whole D line, everybody else, ain't gonna be no extra hits. Can't be. Because I tell you what, if you do that, I'm going straight to your grill. That's what has to happen. So put them on notice too. And let them know, like, hey, look, PM15, as long as it's a nice tackle and nobody takes no extra shots at it, don't start, no won't be none. Pure and simple. That's how it works. But as sure as I see somebody twisting something up, doing something a little extra over on top of it, it's me and you, buddy. So, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. So they look, they want all the smoke, they're gonna get all the fire. So
yep. Mike Brand makes a really good point here, JD. Pat always seems to focus more and get the ball out in rhythm better when he's hurt. What do you think about that, comics? It's pretty accurate.
Yeah. Still don't take away from somebody jumping on his leg. He can get the ball out. And they might know that too. So they might try to play man. They might go ahead and press. So they'll make sure that they playing man on these guys, they're gonna stay on them right now, immediately, so he don't get the ball out of his hand right now. So that's the thing about it. He gets it out quickly. Sure, you can do that. But in the course of the game, Mike, well, football is just such a physical sport that there's no way you can elude get hit. Sorry. There's no way you can do it. There's no way you can do it. Only way you could possibly do it if you're a kicker. That's about it. Kicking field goals and all of that, and even guys going to hit you on the head and maybe get back here, maybe roll into your leg and whatnot every once in a while. Pat, who's going to be handing the ball off, who's going to be passing, we know they're going to be bringing blitz. They're going to be bringing everything. They're looking at a wounded duck right now is what they're saying. Okay? So Pat is saying, hey, I feel fine. I'm going to be able to go. We know that. We know he has a warrior heart about him. That's who he is. That's why we love him so much, because he doesn't give up. Nothing's going to be able to knock him out. The daggone it, it's almost like what we watched after they scored their first touchdown in Cleveland. And all we did is we passed the ball, okay, in 3 series. First 2 series, all passes. The third series, pass, we ran it once, and thank God D-Hop got a first down with the 4th pass. It was crazy. And I was going to show it to everybody because I'm just like, this is what we saw, okay, in the game. This is what we can't have again. We can't have that anymore. And so it's going to take any of those guys to make sure Pat's not getting touched. Okay? Offensive line, do your job. Make sure PM15 stays upright. PM15 don't take no extra chances that you don't need to. You don't. We need you for the deep games. We need you for the playoffs. Those things have to happen. I trust the Carson Wentz to come in and win a game against the Houston Texans. I trust a guy like that. I do. I trust Pat. If he says he's fine, then we'll deal with it. Okay, fine. But for me, if I'm sitting over there, it's my ace boo cool right there. Hey, man, we're going to have a seat this week. Yeah, I'm fine, coach. I know you're fine. I know you are. That's good. I ain't got a problem with that. But right now, we're going to rest it. Okay. We're just going to give you extra rest. So the better you can get where it's healing up faster and closer to where he's 100%, that's where you want to be. So I don't want something to linger and linger and linger, and all of a sudden, because the thing is, like you said, it's the adrenaline takes place, the medication takes place, all these different things, anti-inflammatories, all of that, you're going to feel fine. It's when all that stuff wears out, it really kills you, Marcus. I'm telling you, man, hey, as a guy that played in the league, I tell you what, I get the vitamin T before the game, and you see a whole line of guys, okay? Whole line of guys getting vitamin T, Toradol, before the game starts, okay? Anti-inflammatory, go on to get it in your body. And then at the very end, when you get on the bus, you get on the plane, that sucker wears off, whoo, man, it almost felt like somebody took a bat to my back. I mean, that's how it was. That's how it is, man. You get some ice and stuff, yeah, but playing's a whole different thing. So go ahead.
Are you surprised that he's a full participant so far this week? I mean, I'm genuinely shocked based on the way he was looking after that game. Are you surprised? And also, too, obviously, your druthers is he doesn't play on Saturday, but when you see full participation over the last 2 days, do you think he's probably going to play on Saturday?
Probably. I mean, full participation. I mean, that's when you see full participation. I probably. Can the Chiefs? Can they pull one? Can they pull a fast one? Sure. I'm sure Carson Wentz is getting a lot more reps than he has been with the ones, just in case. Hey man, if he feels he's starting limping a little bit, if I see just a little bit of that, a little tinge of it, go get him, bring him out. No, I'm good. Take his helmet from him and sit him down. You sit right here, hold the board 15. Okay, you play next week. Have a seat. So, but we'll see. So Mike Brennan said, I assume the practice is much lighter than normal with Wednesday games coming up quick. They are. That's the thing. You have light practices. It's not like a game. Game is where you really get an indication when you get hit. Hello? That's when you're going to be in the fire. So you can go out there, pillow fight and swing and, look pretty and, prance around on your toes and everybody look fast. Game time, like Mike Tyson said, what Mike Tyson always said, one of the famous quotes is, everybody got a game plan until they get hit. So Sasha says Buffalo was going to lose too. See, that's the thing right there. I don't believe Buffalo's going to win all 3 games. Now, I think they win maybe 2 out of the 3, but I don't think they win every single one of them. Either the Jets or maybe what's the name gets them on one of them. Okay, they're going to take something out of them. Look, their defense. Look, Marcus, their defense has holes in it. They've been getting scored 40-something points on. You stop Josh Allen, you win the game. That's what you need to do. That's the bottom line. I would bring blitz and let everybody play. Sauce Gardner, those guys back there on defense, bring them. You bring them. That's what I would do. It'd be no holds barred. I am jumping in that sucker's tail the entire game. Okay? That's what I would do. So I ain't gonna let that sucker just sit back there and just throw the football on us. Bring some heat on it.
I mean, so, the Jets defense as well, I mean, has also been pretty leaky too. It's not the same Jets defense that we thought was going to be coming into this year. They've been kind of leaky this year as well. But yeah, 3 division games, easily you could slip up. And we see how tough it is. Even when our division's awful, we still can have a slip up against one of these teams that know us very well. And especially when Buffalo's defense is giving up 40 burgers every week. So
I'll put Sauce Gardner on Amari Cooper, then let everybody else play ball. That'd be my defense philosophy. That's what you do. Because you had to have Shakir and all them other guys beat us. Sorry. Curtis Samuels, you're going to have to beat us. Young Rook from Louisiana, you're going to have to beat us. You have to sorry. Come on, Wardy. So
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, if Buffalo loses, then you can sit Mahomes the next two. If we win Saturday, then Buffalo loses Sunday, you sit him the next two games and let him get warmed up and refreshed for the playoffs.
well, yeah. I won't even sit him for the next two because I do believe that he may have to see. And if that's the one, I get it. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Is that too much time in between? Because then all of a sudden you get the first round bye too. So you're talking almost, what's that, 3 weeks?
Almost a month.
Of him not really being in the fire. That's what I'm sitting there saying. Like, if
you don't
we
like
say,
that?
I don't, not as much. For the simple fact is, one of these games you had to play with Hollywood Brown. That's what I was saying, sitting for the first two games, right? This game and maybe Pittsburgh, you have him with the Broncos. Get out there, get your feet wet, see how he feels. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot more time to kind of get his rest in, protected. It's a good look for us. Very last game of the season. Now, make sure you get some rapport with Hollywood Brown. That will be the thing. That would be the thing I would want. So whether you do sit him this week, play him next week on Christmas, and then sit him the last game, sure, I'll be fine with that. One out of the three, he had to play. That's how I feel. Okay, that's what I was saying. But as far as close to how he is to this injury, I mean, I wouldn't do it. But they know more than me. They do. They know. Pat knows how he feels. You know, they know how to be cautious with him. And I know Andy. Look, you best believe Andy's sitting there watching him saying, "Look, man, if it comes to it, I will pull you out of this game." I know Andy's saying that. Okay, ain't nobody stupid. You're not. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they did say it was a playoff game. If it was a playoff game, he wouldn't have come out of the game on Sunday. So,
yeah. So, yeah, Double A said don't want him getting rusty. No, not at all. Now, Pat ain't sitting for 3 weeks. He ain't doing that. Can't do it. He'll lose his mind.
Yeah.
All them babies and stuff out there, he loses his mind having to do that. So,
yeah. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.